Freedom. So, what is freedom? Well, to me, I believe freedom is being able to do what you want when you want, enjoying the things that you've accumulated over the course of your life. Now, there's a big problem with that. Today's society does not allow the average person to enjoy pretty much anything that you've done. And for example, what is retirement age? It's about 67 years old, I believe, 65, something like that. Well, that doesn't really matter. What does matter is if you're in your 40s, 50s, you got a long time before that gets here. Now, don't you want to enjoy that stuff before that time? Because I know I do. Now, this is the reason for this video. It is inspired by the desires that I want in my life, and I believe after you hear what I'm saying, you're going to want it for your life. Now, check this out. Have you ever heard that saying, there's levels to it? Now, I believe that there is, and this has developed over a long period of time. And what originally started off as just a journey just to get in shape has evolved into so much more. And I want to bring you that today. Now, I started off as, like I was had a lot going on in my life. But the thing was, I hit some kind of slump to where I was 280 pounds and I just didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I've never had like a traditional career or anything like that, but I had a family and I had, people to look out for now. I couldn't just do what I wanted. So I did what I was expected to do. But now I'm at the point where I realize that there is a different way. And this is what I'm going to break down to you today. So there are different levels in freedom. And I believe that you can break that down into 4 steps. And I'm going to give you a high level overview of what those steps are so that you can start off and just let that marinate on you for a little bit and to see if any of these things resonate with you. So the first one is what I originally started this channel for, was to just get in shape. Now, that is a very difficult thing to do, especially now that, we've gone up there in age. Nothing's going to get any easier. So you have to find different ways to do things that fit inside of your life with your limited window of making drastic changes. And this is something that I want to help you with. And let's break it down for the first level. The first level is body freedom. And like I said, this is the original path that I took for starting this channel because I want to help as many people as possible get in the best shape of their life, and not only get in the best shape, but actually keep it this time. So body freedom is essentially being able to do whatever you want with your body and not have to really worry about your health. There's a lot of different things that, over a period of time, we just learn how to deal with. Little nagging pains, back pains, swollen joints, things like that. And that's not really how we're supposed to live our life. The things that we're supposed to be able to do, we should be able to just get up and go do it. And this is the first level, body freedom. You should be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want. I mean, if you have pre-existing injuries, I got plenty of them. So there are limitations within that. But outside of that, you should have the freedom to be able to bend down and not throw your back out. This is what I'm talking about, just to be able to move with absolute freedom. Level 2 is mind freedom. Now, what is mind freedom? Mind freedom is the ability to systemize different parts of your life. Now, take for example, there's been a lot of videos where I kind of let you come in on the inside of my routines, like the things that I do in the morning, what I do when I go to work. And this is how we have to approach our lives, because when we don't have time, you have to have a set system in order to put that on autopilot. And this is where I believe a lot of us trip up, is mainly because once you get on these plans, and this is why I have I don't really like plans too much, is mainly because it starts off at a high level of injury because it's not yours. You didn't come up with it, but you're following it. And it's all for an end result. The end result is mainly to lose weight or feel better, because you have to get ready for something. And that's all good. You know what I'm saying? That's not the problem. The problem is when you get to say, okay, I'm gonna take it back and do it my way. Now, our way is not necessarily the best way because we don't really have that first part under control because we followed somebody's plan to get there. Mind freedom is creating your own systems around your own life. And that is why I hate plans, is because it's somebody else's system and it doesn't know your life. So mind freedom is systemizing every bit of your life so that your body freedom is on autopilot. And this is why that next level is so important, because as you build on the first level, you don't have to keep going back after you get to the second level. And that's why these things stack up on top of each other and ultimately leads to the goal of complete freedom. Now, let me move on to the third step. Now, this one's a little bit different, mainly because not a lot of people talk about it. Level 3 is spirit freedom. Now, what spirit freedom is a little bit different, and this also builds on top of the first two levels. Now, spirit freedom is something that is a lot different for every person, because we're all different. It's not going to be the same. The path is not going to be the same. The routines aren't going to be the same. The methods that you get there aren't going to be the same. But what the end result is going to be listening to yourself. Now, listening to yourself is going to be a very hard one to reach, mainly because over the course of years, we've always been told what to do. No matter, like from the very beginning as children, you got to grow up, you got to get a good job, you got to get paid so you can take care of your family and do all this stuff. Now, that seems all fine and good, and I'm sure everybody's following some similar path. But at some point in time, I believe we all got lost. And lost is, like there was something that you wanted to do when you were younger that you no longer even think about because you got to grind for your family, or you got to do something because it's expected of you. And you have to push yourself way far down on the totem pole because priorities, or you got to grind. It's not, when we start grinding and doing all that stuff, that's not really us, because we're just doing things to get to a certain level. It's not, we don't grind for, because that's what we like to do. I'm sure there's an end goal there, and that end goal is your spirit. That is your guiding light, and we've suppressed it so much that a lot of us don't even know what that is. And these are the things that that you have to go through in order to get to that last step. So step number 4, or level 4, is financial freedom. And I think that at the end of the day, that's what we all want. Financial freedom is pretty much the linchpin to be able to enjoy the life on your terms. And that's the same thing that I'm going for. So what originally started off as just getting in shape, my body said, I want more. So when my body wanted more, I answered the call. And then since I answered the call, that was able to be put on autopilot. So I had to control my mind. And once I learned how to control my mind, then I still wanted more. And that's when I learned about listening to myself a little bit more, and then leaning into that. And when you start listening to your spirit, it starts telling you stuff. It starts saying like, I like that, or I don't like that. It's real subtle, but the more you listen to it, the more it starts to flow. And then once it starts to flow, then that leads you to what your real path is. And I believe that I found my real path to financial freedom. And I can get into that in a different video, but these, at a high level, these are the 4 steps, or the 4 levels to complete freedom: body freedom, mind freedom, spirit freedom, and financial freedom. Now, I think that you can agree with me when I say that that's what we all want. We want to be able to enjoy the things that we built over our lives. And this is something that is very important to me, and I want to help as many people as possible gain this freedom. Now, step number 4 is what I'm currently on right now. I think that I have a pretty good grasp on the first 3, but step number 4 is a work in progress. And I like to let you know, or I like to find out, tell me in the comments, what level do you think you're on, or what level do you want to try to get to? Now, I'm sure that everyone wants to get to level 4, but where do you think you are on the level list right now? So that's pretty much all I have for you, but this is going to be like the format that I choose to, base my videos in now, because I realize that, I've been trying to help people in so many different ways, but now that that it's mapped out the levels of freedom. We all want freedom. I want freedom. You want freedom. But the thing is, we got to do it different now. And this is the whole reason why I created the 99% Fit, because I've taken the methodologies of the 1%. But the thing is, those things are so grandiose that most of us can't do that. We don't have the time. So I've taken it and broken it down into digestible pieces so that the 99%, that's me and you, so that we can do it too. So I hope you got something from this video. I appreciate you watching, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.